Hello, Facebook. My name's Anna Goodman. I am the HER Los Angeles Senior City Lead, and I'm here with Laura Wise, founder of Mothership Festival, and Merilou Salazar from the WASI band, and we're here to talk about Mothership. You guys ready?
What's up?
What's up?
Are you ready?
I'm super ready. I'm excited. I'm going to the festival. I'm working the festival. I'm going to be there all weekend, and I'm excited to hang out with the both of you. And I'm excited for our viewers, all two of them so far, to learn about this awesome festival.
We're famous.
Yeah, we're famous. We're getting there. And the HER app is really stoked to be a part of it. We've got a few people from the HER app that are going to be there as well. So yeah, let's get right to it. We've got 30 minutes. So I'm going to ask Laura a few questions, and we'll just play it by ear and have a good time.
Okay,
cool.
So
Laura, tell us about yourself. Like, who are you? Where are you from? How did you get started with this festival and all that?
Okay, so my name's Laura Wise. I'm the CEO of Mothership, and I'm originally from Ohio, like Anna. We're connected, Ohio connection. And I've lived in LA for 9 years. And when I moved here, I would say that I was very much a feminist, but I didn't necessarily identify with that label. And I went back to graduate school for psychology. And in grad school, I learned a lot about community psychology as well as oppression, and understood my own oppression and other people's oppression a lot more in that education. And obviously, feminism came to the center for me, and I was like, wow, this is something that really belongs to me and that I identify with, but I was a little bit hesitant to identify with it because of the negative connotation that feminism has gotten over the years. And I really noticed that in LA that there was kind of a gap between like LA and New York or like a San Francisco around women talking about politics and feminism. And so I thought, okay, how can I trick my friends into coming to a really fun event and maybe leave that event feeling like, hey, this is something that it belongs to me. This is something I want to participate in. And so that was the first event that happened in LA, and then it just had a really great response. And so I was like, let's bring this to the desert and make this a multi-day destination event, and the rest is history. And I just kind of went wild, and I said, what is an event that I would want to see kind of like in my dreams? And I just tried to make it that. Yeah.
And this is the second year of the festival, and I feel like it's already doubled in size. And so, So what are you looking like from last year? What was like the best experience from last year? Like what workshops did you have? Like what was exciting? What was empowering? Like what do people talk about?
I mean, I think the cool thing about Mothership is that everyone gravitates to different things, right? So we have 2 nights of live music.
Yes.
We have 2 nights of live music, but we also have day-to-night programming. And so everyone is interested in different things. So, for instance, someone was really empowered by the self-defense workshop that we had. We also had a BDSM workshop, and I know a lot of people were inspired.
I love that one. That was great.
And we have a lot of like wellness kind of stuff. So we have yoga and mindfulness meditation. I think highlights for me, thinking of last year, was waking up on Saturday at like 7 a.m. and thinking that no one would be up yet. And I walk out to the yoga, and there's like 100 women doing yoga at 7 a.m. in the morning. And I was like, wow, this is really working. And I think also just seeing all the bands rock out at night and kill it and like have the best time on stage was fun. I thought Jess Reed coming out in the dinosaur costume was hilarious.
That was a moment.
Because it was just like such a tension relief. I'm running around kind of managing and trying to put out little fires that happen behind the scenes. And Jess comes out in this huge, blow up dinosaur.
Yeah.
She was like 7 feet tall.
Yeah.
I know. I feel like there's a little bit of something for everyone. Like if you want to party, you have that. If you are into yoga and meditation, you have that.
Yeah.
And so I think and how would you say it, aside from being all like female focused, or how does it differ from other festivals like Coachella or Burning Man, or like what's the reason? Why do we need a festival like this?
Well, you know, there are no other multi-day overnight women's festival of this kind that I'm aware of anymore. The longest running women's festival was the Michigan Women's Festival, and it is now debunked. It went on for a very long time, and it served a really beautiful purpose, but unfortunately they were trans-exclusionary, and a clash in values, among other things, you know, brought that to an end. Yeah. And so I think it was long overdue for women to have a new place to gather every year, feel safe, explore a lot of different interests, and listen to great music in a, you know, away from the male gaze. You know, we need one weekend of that. Yeah. I think that's really important.
Yeah, I feel like you hear like horror stories of women that have horrible things that have happened to women at these other festivals, and I feel like you have kind of more of like a safe space. Yeah. Like, I think of Mothership as like a safe haven of like, okay, I can let my shoulders rest and breathe a little bit.
And I think when you try to describe it to someone who hasn't been, they're like the ultimate safe space, and they're like, what does that mean?
Yeah,
but it's like, when you come, exactly, when you come and find out.
And we're lucky, like in LA, we have a lot of that. I feel like I do some of that, like the HER app provides events like that, but how many of these women are coming from like other states or other areas, like because they don't have that?
Yeah, and you know, like the difference between like a one night event, like, you know, that you would see in West Hollywood, for instance, which we're so lucky to have, is like that this is in a totally private lockdown space, and it's multi-day and overnight, so it's like it's kind of rare to have that. But yeah, I forgot the question.
Well, it was just like, how many, compared from last year to this year, how many of women are coming from out of state? Or
out of state. Yeah, I mean, last year we had people from UK. I mean, you guys know from UK, Australia.
It was from Berlin.
Yeah. You know, we have people from around the world as well as almost all 50 states. So it's definitely not just an LA or Southern California thing. It's now women from everywhere, which is a really cool part of it. You know, it's like you get to meet other like-minded, cool people as well.
Definitely.
And camp alongside with them. So inevitably you are going to bond with them because, I mean,
I bonded with a few people last year in friendship and other ways. Anyway, so
that you did.
So going back to the workshops. So what workshops do we have that are new this year that we didn't have last year that you're really excited for, like personally?
Yeah, I mean, I'm really excited for the Tegan and Sarah panel. So this year we're working with the Tegan and Sarah Foundation and a portion of our
yes,
right,
Tegan and Sarah. So what do they do?
So the Tegan and Sarah Foundation's mission is to benefit LGBT women and girls and to empower them. So obviously that spoke to my heart, and I thought this was really important, and I'd love to have them on board. So the twins are also coming as well. I'm really excited. So we're going to be interviewing them and having kind of an intimate conversation on site about women in music, and also just empowering women and girls and their new work.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for that, definitely.
What other, I'm curious as to like, who are the other artists? Well, we have WASI. Yeah, let's just jump into it. Merilou, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Merilou. I'm playing a duo called WASI. We're playing as a full band. 3 of the 4 of us have been to Mothership last year. So the 4th one, we're like, this is going to be really cool. Because like you said, there's other, like, especially in LA, there's like, we can find ourselves, we're fortunate enough to find ourselves in like safe space communities. But for someone who I'm sure like doesn't have that, who works in like male dominated, like I know Jessie works like a day job in a male dominated space. So like this is like her one weekend where she can just like be herself and
let it all hang out.
Yeah, literally.
Let it all hang out.
So what were some of your favorite experiences from last year, like performing or also just as a guest? Like
I mean, a couple of moments stood out as far as like best moments. One of them was like while we were performing, we already get pretty into it with our energy. And then like the audience like started taking off their clothes.
Me?
Like, no. And it wasn't like weird, you know, it was just like, let's just like be ourselves. It was amazing. It was incredible. I think even Jessie like showed a little something, you know, like, And it was like, it was a real like cool moment where we could just be vulnerable and not have to like play it up or be judged for it or whatever.
Yeah.
A second moment was after we performed, we made a point to try to talk to like different campsites. We had a big bag of candy and we were talking to people.
You guys are so, this is why I love WASI, by the way, because they are truly the kindest people ever and super talented. So talented.
Well, our candy was melted, so we were not that
no.
It was, yeah. So we were talking to people, and in the midst of talking to people the second night, there was like Jess running around in the dinosaur costume, and like, it was silent DJing, so like everyone was going ham with dancing, but you couldn't hear anything.
Yeah.
You know, and like we were talking to people that were from like other states, people who had dreams to do this and that, and like all of a sudden we're finding the power to do it. And I think that was the moment where I was like, I can't talk for Jesse, but I was like, wow, like this is real. You know, like this is a real energy that people aren't just like. They're not just there to party, but they're there to like really take in what a female atmosphere, judge-free can be, and like take it on with them for the rest of their lives, or at least for the year until now. Yeah, no, it was a real moment, really like, and that was like while like Jess was running around a dinosaur costume and people were dancing. And it was just like it wasn't some like scripted like this is what the festival is going to look like. It was like a college party meets like a campfire site, meets like a therapy session all at once, and people were just being themselves. And it was so cool. So
that makes me really happy.
That happened during candy passing out. Aww. So like it was real.
Yeah. I think it's how many opportunities do you have like as a female artist, as a queer female artist, like to play at festivals like this, like and feel the difference of that vibe versus a regular music festival.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, I think just like the music entertainment industry in general, it's catered to like a certain kind of man and a certain kind of woman. As far as, like it's structured for that kind of quote unquote success. So I think finding these spaces, like finding rock camp, finding our own communities to empower ourselves, and especially Mothership, where honestly, like we went into it not knowing like 99% of the people. Yeah. So like to find ourselves like at that kind of like home, that kind of atmosphere gave me this. I do a lot of thinking and analyzing. So I think afterwards, like I was like, fuck, I'm not crazy. Like the system is crazy.
Yeah.
So like I'm okay. Yeah. And I think that's what Mothership and spaces like this really do.
Yeah.
For artists.
It's like this is what an all-female space would value in music. This reminds me of like Pharaoh. They're another one of our performers. Yeah. They came over the other night. For that. Oh, I love them. I'm so excited. But they're refugees from Somalia. They lived in Canada for many years, but they have quite a story. And they said, as they were going, hopefully they don't mind me sharing this, but they said, as they were going from label to label, and they've been with some of these really big labels, that one of the things, the feedback they were getting is like, you need to, chill on that story, that tragedy, that you don't make that a part of your pitch. And I was like, this is so interesting, because this is why Mothership is important, because to me, I see that as such a strength and like an asset, is that they have this amazing story to share. Yeah. And like, that's what's wrong with what's going on in music, is that when we have cis white men putting out all these festivals, then it's only in that lens. Yeah. And they only value certain things, and we have a completely different set of values, and one being that your story is powerful and a strength, right? Yeah. So I thought that was pretty interesting and powerful here.
Yeah, that's amazing. I think that goes for like all the individuals too, because like hearing people open up, it's like wow, like I wonder if you have this space to open up like this.
Yeah. Well, one of the things we do one of the things we do with the HER parties, like they're all across the country, is we always do a pre-meet. So like if you're coming to the party alone, you can go to this bar or this location an hour before the party starts and meet all the people that are going alone. So you don't feel like lonely and by yourself walking into this event. And I think like, Mothership is a good example of, if you're coming to this festival alone, or if you're thinking and you're watching this and you're thinking like, oh, well, I want to go, but I don't have any friends, or I don't know who to go with. I have friends. Like I think it's a really safe space where you can come by yourself and then leave with like 100 new friends.
A lot of people did.
Yeah.
Because you're camping out
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
But, you know, we do this year, like that reminds me, we have a solo traveler meetup. So if you're coming by yourself, then you can go to this event. I believe it's on noon or 1 o'clock on Friday. And it's like one of our first events. And it's a great place to go, even if you know people or have friends, to meet other people. We're going to be doing like icebreakers and just fun, easy stuff like that.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
that's
That's
amazing.
so cool.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going alone, but I would go to that just because I want to
I
like
think
meet
a lot of
people.
people
Yeah.
will go to that.
I met one of my best friends. I don't know if she's watching, Lauren Taft. Hey, Lauren. I met her on the last day of Mothership last year. Like, I'd seen her, and like I wanted to. She just looked like a fun person to talk to, and you know, we ended up like meeting up a week after Mothership. Like the vibe just kept going. Like after Mothership, everyone that was there wanted to keep seeing each other. Those that were in LA, and then we're still like best friends to today. And so I thank you, and I thank Mothership for bringing her into my life. So
We should
cheesy.
start a mothership cult.
I know.
Should it make it a religion?
Right.
That's awesome. That makes me really happy.
Yeah. So what else can we expect? Like, so I know we keep bringing up Jess, the creative, the dinosaur. So she does this thing called the creativity tent. If you want to talk about that a little bit.
So the creativity tent is just like all the creative elements that you can kind of use in one spot. So there's like paint and bio glitter and tattoos, and we have a ton of free costumes and just like clothing items too. Because a lot of times you'll come and you'll be like, hey, you know, I didn't anticipate that I'd want to dress up or I'd want to wear something maybe I wouldn't normally. And so we have that stuff all ready for you to go. And then Jess is kind of like our creativity goddess, and she's so good at this. Like she really takes her time with everyone. If you kind of want some help at stepping into a new like look, she's really good at taking someone and saying like, I think this would look good on you, and let's put glitter here and dots here or whatever, you know. So she does that. There's also going to be a hairstylist that's there this year doing like cool like weaving and tinsel to your hair or whatever you want. So it's just a fun place to go, and if you feel like being creative and like using your body as a canvas, or like if you have other things you want to paint or whatever, it's just a fun creative area, and anything goes.
And tattoos, right? Or at least, are you doing the feminist?
No tattoos
this year.
Flash tats.
Okay, flash tats. Flash tats are really fun.
Talking no tattoos.
I think we're trying to be a little, you know, just be really cautious and make sure everyone's safe.
Yeah, of course.
So can you describe like the setting? Like what is it gonna feel like there? You know.
Yeah. So last year was near Joshua Tree. It was more of a desert setting, with like desert ground, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Dust. Dirt, dust. And you know, cacti. And this year it's closer to Coachella, California. So we're in the middle of palm tree farms. Actually, it's a very isolated area. It's a very grassy, surrounded by mountains and palm trees, and we're lakeside this year. So it's gonna be definitely an upgrade from last year, and it's just minutes away from the polo fields where Coachella is. So that view is the same kind of view that you'll have.
Nice.
Yeah, it's gonna be really pretty.
And what if I don't have like a tent or anything? What do I've never camped before. I want to go, but I've never camped before. What do I do?
Well, there's two things. One, there's like definitely many Targets, Walmarts. Even though, you know, I don't vouch for Walmart anyway, but you know, those kinds of stores are in the area, so you could go that route. Or we also have an Easy Camp Setup Pass for 2. And when you buy that pass, when you come, your entire campsite set up for you. So 2 camp chairs, 2 sleeping bags, 2 sleeping pads, pillows, little shade. That'll be all ready for you when you get there, and then you can either keep it or you can donate it at the end. So if you don't have camping supplies, that's a good way to get it also and have a really easy experience, and then take it home when you're ready to go for next year.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, let me see. I have a game for us to play. We've got about 10 minutes left. I also was thinking we should get to some of these questions. I don't know if there are questions. I can't see. What are your favorite memories from the past year? I think we already talked about that. Do you have any memories to add on to that?
Do you have memories?
Well, can we talk about the Beaverton tent?
Yeah.
So I have a memory. Well, I'm not going to go into details.
Definitely a queer-minded memory.
Yes, queer-minded memory. So the festival is also, it's for women, LGBT women, straight women, however you identify is somehow with womanhood, right?
Yeah.
And trans inclusive, right?
Mhm.
So they all have a tent called the Beaverton tent. Yeah, you should talk. I don't. I mean,
The Beavers
Yeah.
are they're a Burning Man group, and they came last year and they brought their tent and they said, this is just an area for you to unwind or explore if you want. And so I know Anna had a little rendezvous in the Beaverton tent.
We'll never know. What happens at Mothership stays at Mothership.
Yeah.
Not really. I told everyone. Everyone knows.
But interestingly enough, I don't know if I've even told you guys this yet, is that so Camp Beaverton was featured in a film called Meet the Beavers. And it was on Netflix. I don't know if it still is or not, but you can find it. It's on Amazon and stuff. And that film director is actually shooting a documentary of Mothership this year.
Nice.
They're going to be really careful with consent and, not shooting anyone without verbal consent and all of that. So your privacy won't be compromised. Unless you are open to that experience. But they're going to be filming a documentary. There's going to be a Mothership documentary after this year, which is pretty exciting.
Very exciting.
Yeah.
That's super cool.
And we also have some really awesome sponsors. We've got, and when going back to the Tegan and Sarah Foundation, so they're not just, Tegan and Sarah will be there, but there's also, this is how I'm involved with Mothership. You don't mind.
Sure.
So there's a bar at Mothership, and it's a donation-based bar, and all the proceeds of the bar go towards the Tegan and Sarah Foundation. So if you want to buy, have a drink, and there's not, if you don't drink, there's juice from Soju juice. We have Luna bars, Tito's vodka, Lagunitas, Hint water. And all of these will benefit the Tegan and Sarah Foundation. So you shouldn't, you should feel good about having a good time.
And even we'll have hand bottled water and stuff like that. So it's the beverage area will be open all day, all night. So I'm calling it a beverage area. It's also a place just to grab any sort of drink that you need. That made me think of some other interesting stuff that we're having sponsor related.
Yeah, please.
So another clear brand we're having on Grayscale Goods, we have Nectar of the Goddess, which is doing health and wellness around hemp. But something I'm excited about is Unbound. They do these really cute little sexy boxes.
Ooh.
And each one has a different theme. There's a strap-on box. There's the feminist as fuck box.
Ooh. You can swear. We're allowed to swear.
And
I got the approval for that.
When you arrive, there's going to be the first clue. Anna's watching.
I'm trying to read the questions. It's so far away.
There's going to be a clue when you get there, and now it's going to be a treasure hunt. So you can go choose your own adventure. Say you want to get the strap-on box, you can go on that hunt and try and get that treasure. So there's 3 different hunts when you arrive. There's also going to be lionesses coming in, and they're doing someone's mad.
I don't know.
Don't be mad about it. It's going to be a fun treasure hunt.
Yeah.
They're doing an orgasm experiment. So they're going to be gathering people's orgasms with this new technology that creates really cool art.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and then they're going to display it at the end of the festival.
Really cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Very excited.
Yeah.
So how much time do we have left? And that's it. I was trying to read the quote. We have 5 minutes. If there's any other questions, tell us your favorite memory. We got that. Okay, I think they're all ready for this game. We've answered all these questions. So this is a game. It's just called a word game.
Okay.
So I think I'll just do the first round with Laura, and then I'll move it to Merilou, or we can go back and forth.
We do back and forth.
Back and forth. So I'm going to say a word.
Yeah.
My good friend Erin Wilson came up with these words, so credit to Erin. I'm going to say a word, and you say in a second the first thing that comes to your mind. So it can be anything, no judgment here. We're, and all these, they're just a totally random words.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll start with Laura, and we'll go back and forth. And you gotta think fast, okay?
I'm nervous.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Unity.
Mothership.
Inclusion.
Everybody.
Activism.
Feminism.
Pink pussy hats.
Marches.
Nipples.
Anna Goodman.
Women.
Mothership.
Camping.
The desert.
Dancing.
Mothership.
All right. Let's try to mix up the words. I love it. Kissing.
Lesbians.
Mothership is a word here.
Dinosaur costumes.
Community.
Flannel.
Around my waist.
Bandanas.
Have one on.
Yeah.
All right.
These are more than one word.
And queer. Come on.
I keep saying community. I don't know.
Yeah, well, it's good. That's really
intersectional.
Intersectionality.
Yeah.
Music.
Punk.
Spirituality. Punk.
Friends.
Oh, I like that. Friends, all of us.
Okay. Birkenstocks.
The feet tan lines with Birkenstocks.
Tan lines. All right. Tattoos.
Snapbacks.
Yeah.
BDSM.
Tent
Future.
is now.
Cheetos. Oh, female. Cheetos.
Hot.
Yoga.
Bendy.
Yoga pants.
Bendy.
Sexy.
Bleeding.
Free bleed.
Yeah.
Marching.
Free March.
We all should.
Pride.
When is it?
When is
Down
it?
for me.
Ohio.
Celtic Dance.
We're sorority sisters. We're on it. Celebration.
Holiday.
Equality.
Aw.
Is now.
Yeah.
Patriarchy.
Down with the patriarchy. Smash it.
Smash the
tackle it.
patriarchy.
This is sports.
Cool. Have fun
Hockey.
with that.
Football.
Fun for that.
Not
Protest.
something I
Leather.
Folsom.
All right, and the last but not least, I'm going to give you each an opportunity. Feminism.
Conversation.
One word.
One word. Feminism.
Empathy.
Empathy.
Yes, that's a really good one.
Great. That was a fun game. And that's all the words. We have like a minute left. I think if you guys want to end on one last note about yourselves, about Mothership, what you're most excited for. I mean, the countdown is now. How many days away is it? Like, it's
less than a week, or maybe exactly a week. I guess I just want to end with the fact that we do have 20% off happening right now. If you want to come, now is the time, with all aboard in caps, like all aboard the Mothership. So if you want to get your tickets, now is a really good time, and the website is www.mothershipfest.com. Come. It's going to be really fun, and I'm excited to like meet all these new people this year.
Question: is there still room for like volunteers or security or anything?
We're set. We're actually
Cool.
set.
Okay. So yeah.
Come and participate.
All aboard.
Yeah, and come and maybe you come this year as a participant, and then next year you volunteer and you see how awesome it is. I mean, I think we're all really excited to go. A lot of my friends are going to be there, and I'm working it, and I'm excited that we had this conversation and have informed so many new people about it. So
thank you so much, Anna.
Yeah.
And I was telling Merilou, I said, one thing that's important to me is in terms of getting talent and musicians and workshop presenters is we really like to bring people in from our community. So if you want to get involved in that capacity, come see what we're about, and then please, bug me for next year if that's something you're interested in. But I'm really excited to meet everyone this year. Thank you, Anna. Thank you, Her app.
Thank you.
Thanks, Her. Thanks, Laura Wise, Merilou, Salazar. Thank you, everyone, for watching, and we'll see you next weekend.
Bye.
See you in the desert.